Welcome to day number 4. Welcome to day number 7.
Day number 12.
Welcome to Do It Heartily.
I want to spend the rest of our time answering a question, and that's the question, why? Why should you find these wise people? Why should you listen to them? Why should you think about what they say? And we're going to spend the rest of our time answering that question, okay? So there are 3 points today, okay? The first one is this. You should listen to people that are wise because, number one, they have an unending supply of wisdom. And not everybody is this way that has wisdom, but when you find someone who really knows how to live life, you're gonna understand real quickly and figure out that it just seems like no matter the situation, no matter what's going on, they're able to give advice and counsel, and they're able to help no matter what the situation is. And it's just like they've got this unending supply of wisdom that they can give out and dish out. You need to find a person like that. You need to be around people like that and listen to them. So this comes from the part in the verse that says deep waters. The words of a man's mouth are deep water. Okay, so the word deep literally means deep. You guys know what that means, right? And but when it's used figuratively, which is the way it's being used in this proverb, okay, Solomon is not talking about a physical well that is deep with water. He's talking about the words of a man, the words of a person that are wise. And he says they are deep water. So it's being used figuratively. When it's used figuratively in the Bible, this word deep is really, it's talking about something that cannot be sought out. Something that cannot be searched or found out. Something that's a little bit mysterious maybe. And, some people will look at this verse, or this phrase, and they'll say, this is talking about somebody who has just deep thoughts. And, you know what it's like. You guys are talking or whatever, and somebody says something, you're like, dude, that is deep. Okay? You ever used that phrase before? That's deep. What are you saying? You said something that's not just on the surface level of understanding, but something that's a little bit deeper in understanding that you kind of want to think about. That's deep. People who are wise do have a tendency to think and to speak that way at times, but I don't think that's the heart of what Solomon's getting at. I think rather it's depth of content. Okay, our point, number one, an unending supply of wisdom. And so, again, it's something that cannot be sought out. Let me put a picture up here for you. This is a place that many of you will recognize, and this is Basin Blue in Haiti. And we have gone there before on a missions trip, and we swim in that water. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I mean, that picture does not really do it justice. All right, it's a pretty decent picture, but being there is totally different. It's got this waterfall that kind of comes off of it. And then, at the very top of this ledge, which is actually a little higher than where you see the water coming out, the water actually starts a little higher up. That's about 30 feet. Okay. And many of us jumped from this really, this waterfall. It was really cool, really awesome. But, when we were there and we're talking about how deep it is, what the guy said kind of blew me away. I was not expecting it. Okay. And we're talking about how deep these things were before I'm going to go jump off of it, right? That is a 30-foot jump, which is about as tall as our church building, okay? Do you know how deep that water is? 75 feet deep. I was like, what? I mean, for how big that bowl of water is there, for it to be that deep was surprising to me. I did not think it was going to be that. I thought it was going to be taller than it was deep. But it's over twice as deep as it is tall. And so, we jump off. And I did not try to, dive off of this or anything, even though I have dove off high things before. I didn't dive off this. Jump off. And when you land in that water, it is so deep that the bottom is beyond searching out. It's like, no matter where you put your hands, no matter where you swim, no matter how far down you can get, you're only going to be in water. You're not going to reach the bottom of that. 75 feet deep is deep. Now, there are people that can do it, but I ain't one of them, and you're probably not either. 70 feet is deep. 75 feet. And that's kind of the idea of this word. The words of a wise man are like deep water. Okay, they are unending. You can't search out the bottom. If you go to try to touch the bottom, you're not going to make it. You're just going to be surrounded by water. Same way with a man that's this way, a person this way. When they speak wise words, it is just like the words that come out of them, it's just unending. No matter, you're completely surrounded by it. And so their words are like deep water. All right, they're full of content. It is an unending supply of wisdom. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So now the number. Well, let me before I move on. There's a guy in my life, and I don't want to mention his name because some of you will probably know who this is. Most of you probably know. And there's a guy in my life. This would be one of the people that I would go to when I'm seeking counsel and those type of things. And I have, there's been times in my life where I've just thought through things and beat my head against things and talk things through with other people. And I'll go to this person and I'll kind of lay it out there for them. And they have a way of just putting it out there, just concisely. It makes perfect sense. And as soon as they speak and I hear what they're saying, I'm like, man, that's exactly right. And it's just like, it doesn't matter what. I've talked to this person about numerous situations and things going on, and it's like every single time they've got a very wise, insightful answer. That's what I think about when I think about this type of person, is that their words are like deep water. It's just an unending supply. So do you have somebody like that? Somebody that you can go to no matter the situation, no matter what you got going on.